Hi everyone, Grain here, and welcome back to another amazing paper episode. Episode number 9, I think it is this time. And we start off the episode with a bit of an incident, and it happens more often than I'd like, where we have a bit of a green infestation in our trading halls. Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of tidying up the defences and lighting up a few areas that are not lit up sufficiently. But yeah, we're back in my base where we are being watched. Whatever we do, we are being watched and slightly mocked, I feel. But what we need to do here is, and the theme of this episode, we've built this lovely castle, which I'm very happy with, but it fits nicely with the balloon, but the rest of the base is just a little bit uncoordinated. It's got obviously these slightly random builds over the other side of the river. We have a trading hall made of dirt, which looks horrific, let's be honest. And just everything about the base is just a little bit uncoordinated. It's still got an early game feel about it. Yep, I don't really feel I'm at the early game anymore. So what I need to do is get a bit of tidying going on with this base. Even little things like that, and get rid of these random furnaces, chests that are just lying around, and then really start to make the base feel like a proper home, looking the part, which is kind of the medieval style. This is the starter hut, of course, that I first built, and my first night was spent there. First night in the base, at least. We had this random dock area here that's been used to collect villagers. We have the iron farm over there, just looking horrible. These pumpkins and melons here have been very useful, but I need to do something about that. I've been breeding some villagers, so we've got plenty just patiently cramped in the unsanitary conditions that we have under there. Let's just not dwell on that too much. What I do need to do is turn the breeder off with this high-tech method of plonking a dirt block in the way so they can't see the beds. So yeah, we're just going to be tidying up a lot of things. We're going to be building a pumpkin and melon farm too. Yeah, there's a lot in there. That's probably more than I need. And there's also some blocking the route. There's more out there as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that. The little child down there, he's fine. But the rest of them are just blocking it up, so I'll need to fix that. Yes, I will be building a pumpkin and melon farm, an automated one, so there's no manual harvesting needed. Probably the other side of that castle, I will do that. And my storage as well, I need to do something about my storage. I've got so many farms scattered around the place. It would be nice to connect up my automated farms with some kind of sorting system so that it takes a lot of the shifting of items to and fro out. The floaty castle over here needs to be dealt with as well. As you can see, I've cleared a little bit of area of land underneath where there was a hill. I'm sure there's something useful I can build under here, but the first priority is to make it look a bit more realistic and build a rocky sort of cliff edge, I think, either side of it, so that you don't have this half floaty look about the castle. Had some wonderful comments about the castle, so thank you all people that have said kind words. But as I have said a few times, Madness64 is the person responsible for the majority of this design, and this person, he or she, is a bit of a legend when it comes to medieval designs, and I'll be taking great inspiration for a lot of my builds from that person. So, first of all, let's build a pumpkin and melon farm. Cue time lapse. this is a design for pumpkins and melons. So I think one on each side. I can't remember which one's which. Maybe we'll see in a minute. This is a Misty Cat design. As I said, it's an observer-based farm. There we go, pumpkins on that side. And it's very simple. The observers spot if there's a change of block state when the pumpkins or melons bear fruit, and immediately kicks the pistons into action, which crushes the fruit, and then that gets picked up by the hopper minecart down there, unloaded into a basic observer-based dropper clock, which shoots it out into here. So next step really is somewhere for these streams, which I've also built into our sugarcane farm. The next step is to find somewhere for these streams to go. So what we need is a proper sorting and bulk storage system, which needs to be underground, I feel, for the somewhere that's in the middle of all of our farms. We can stand there, but also all of our items, so for our iron, for example, sugarcane, pumpkins, melons, crop farms, wrong button, crop farms over there can get all funneled into one place, whilst really I'm really just standing in my AFK spot up there. So that's the next step. And the first stage of my storage system is now complete, and let me take you on a little tour. So we've got some, I've opened up this area. This used to be a closed door where I used to have my chests for the auto crop farms, as you can see through the glass here. So now I've added in a water funnel, or water channel even, that will move the items to my storage area. This is just a hollow area that I've dug out around the various trading halls, just to have some space perhaps for some expansion in the future, should I want it. There's not really anything going on at the moment. And of course there's been a few guests that I've took the liberty of commemorating their visit. No shortage of zombie villagers in this base at all. So yeah, we have this area here that's been dug out, and quite simply it leads down to bigger and better things. So this is the old mining staircase that, for those that have watched the entire season so far, this was the original staircase I dug when I moved into this area, down into the depths of the hills. So that's cut away now. It doesn't get used anymore. And this is what I've dug out instead. This is my storage system. It is bulk storage. It has 3 double chests for each item. It has a number of hoppers that are used to sort the items. And yeah, just using the standard kind of 41 items plus 4 renamed, I think in this case, sorting dirt that I've used. So we have all of the wool from the sheep farm here, and everyone has an item frame with the item that is on, and hopefully that won't cause too much lag. And then these are the sort of bulk storage area that is under construction for my main mining materials, so dirt, stone, andesite, gravel, etc. And yes, it's still under construction. I'm in the process of moving everything from up top down below, and that's what those shulker boxes are all for. So this is how the redstone looks. It's just a pretty simple comparator setup that I think I'm not an expert at this, but it outputs a signal when there's a certain signal level when there's 41 in there, so it kind of locks the hopper with the sorting dirt in, and anything that matches that 41 will go through. Anything that doesn't will be rejected, and it will move along the water stream to the next hopper. Nice and simple. So as you can see there's a sugar cane coming down. So this is the drop. This chute here is the dropper from what we just looked at in terms of the sugar cane. The melon and pumpkins come down here, and the wool comes on the other side. There's still a little bit more work to do. Of course, there's more farms that I need to connect up, which we have now, through the miracles of editing, done. So this row up the end here is for the little odd bit. So my iron farm is hooked up to here, the sugarcane farm, melon and pumpkin. My slime farm down underneath, way underneath the bottom of the world, and plenty of slimes coming out there. That was when I made that right at the beginning of the season. My spider farm, another farm, very early is shooting stuff up here, but of course that only works when there's someone actually down there killing the spiders. So I'm not short of spidery bits, and a couple of empty ones that need to be assigned to something. And of course my crop farms are coming through to here. So yeah, most of the water streams are now hooked up and supplying me with a nice organised storage, which is wonderful. Something that is long overdue in this world and in my base. Behold, the Smelterino 9000, and we have a special guest that is trying to blend in with the slime, as you can see. So I will need to do something about that. This smelter is a design by Narconax, and this is quite an impressive design. So I never build these. I always really miss building these and then regret it later on in the season. And really, it's pretty cheap once you've got an iron farm, of course, and a bit of wood for the hoppers. It's just a very simple design. I just need to deal with this little interloper down here because I don't want to destroy. Whoa. Okay, why aren't you dying? Tough creeper. So there really is two parts to this. You've got the output chest here and the input chests up there. But the input chests, the fuel. Little did I know that carpets can fuel furnaces. How many people you knew that? I mean, it was completely unknown to me, and I've been playing this game for a long time. So what I have up here is a duper, a carpet duper, and by turning this on up there, we are replenishing all the furnaces with fuel. As you can see, the carpets are shooting off there and going into the chests, and when I turn the machine on, the minecarts go back and forward and load up the furnaces. So it's a duper. So I'm sure there'll be some of you that will say, nah, that's just cheating, that is. But the reality is the game allows you to do it. It's not been patched out. It's not using any mods. So you're just exploiting what is in the game. So yeah, so either way, I don't feel too guilty about that. And we have a super fast Smelterino, and does a great job for me. Why did I build it? Well, to be honest, I just felt it might be useful. I don't really have any real reason to do it, but when I start building large builds with blocks that need to be smelted en masse, then yeah, I've got the machine to do that. Right then, what next? Well, behind me is another new structure that I've built. I can turn around and show you. This is on the site of my original starter hut. It is another Madness 64 design. I think this was actually intended to be a stable, but what I wanted to do is, with the amount of zombied villagers that keep appearing in my trading hall, I wanted to build some sort of little mini hospital. So we have a villager dezombification house, and this is really just set up to brew weakness potions. So I've still got a few here. I've got some good supply of blade rods and ingredients, and the golden apples needed to finish the process. So yeah, I quite like it. I'm particularly pleased with the floor, and nothing up here really apart from a little sleeping area. But yeah, just a little building just to try and add a bit more character to the place, replace the roofless horrible hut that I had here before. I'm going to work a little bit more on the road type infrastructure and having a little bit of a seafront here that I'm going to rip this out and do something different with it because it just doesn't look very nice. So I may perhaps have a little bit of a main road going along the front, up around the front of my castle, and also there is a bridge here which is the same style as the bridge way over there. So so that's just a little bit of a seafront road that I'll be building. It will head up to my iron farm and beyond, and perhaps even hook up to my neighbour's property there, which doesn't appear to have changed much actually since I first saw it. But yeah, so we have I think there's still a little bit of work to do. I'm running out of time in this episode, and I mean really there's been a long time since the last episode, and I've been filming sporadically, intermittently, and that's really what I think you can probably tell from this episode. There's lots of little projects that I've been doing, and the episode's been a bit bitty, so apologies for that. We'll try and get that a little bit more focused in terms of a theme next time. But yeah, so we've got to make these look a bit nicer as well, so we'll be building something around the edge of these probably soon. Be doing that probably off camera. And you still need to fill the hole under the castle. But another thing I've done is the portal is now moved from, I think it was about here, and the storage of course as well, which has now been moved underground. So the pumpkins and the melons were all along here. I've just replaced that area with another librarian trading hall to try and get more trades, and I've now got 30 of them. I think there's probably at least sort of 3/4 of all of the trades at the max level that I've got now, so I've got a good source of books for my bookshop. Yeah, the portal itself is another design that I've borrowed from someone. This is a design by a YouTuber called Mechitect, I think it's called, and yeah, it's just a bit of a nicer design, just a bit of variation for just a standard rectangle portal. So yeah, I think it fits in nicely with the theme in the base. So very much a spruce focus, apart from this hut here. So yeah, we're tidying up. I think it's going to be lots of little mini projects that I'm going to do it. So let's say a little bit of roads, a little bit of detailing, I think, and we'll probably put a little path along here and just make this a little bit more of a lived-in, villagey feel to it. And this will be a road that will go through here and possibly bridging over to the far side of the river over there. Right, I think that's probably it in terms of base improvements to show you. There is one more project that I've done there in the last few weeks, and I've not played Minecraft anywhere near as much as I normally do recently, and there is really, when I've had a chance to hop on, I've just done some small builds like this bridge and that building. But the next one that I've done is something that will be incredibly useful, particularly for when we're curing zombies. And here we go. This is it. This is my gold farm. This is a design by Logic or Geek Boy, an ever dependable source of farms for me in all of my series that I do. And this is just noticed actually there's a lot of blocks there that I've missed out on. There's an extra row of magma blocks that I need to fill in. But yeah, this is just a really simple design with turtle eggs protected by trapdoors in the middle, 5 layers of magma blocks. And yeah, we're at a height where a lot of when you're standing up at the AFK point, much like my Hoglin farm, if you're standing up here, then a lot of the entities and mobs below the nether roof will not be loaded, and so really everything that can spawn above this roof will, and that means good gold. And I've really done quite well. I mean, this is what I've managed to get within a day of building it. And yeah, we also have a ridiculous amount of rotten flesh, so there may be some need to build perhaps a cleric trading hall around here, just because I think it's clerics that buy rotten flesh, so that would be quite useful to make some emerald out of that and not put it to waste. I may be wrong, but yeah, hopefully someone trades rotten flesh. So let's just have a quick fly up here, and then we'll see if we can see what the rates are like. Here we go. So the second from last in the middle is the sweet spot. So you can't see, of course, with all this fog in the nether, but you can just about make out. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see that on YouTube, but yeah, the piggies are spawning, running, dying, and making me plenty of gold. Well, I think that's all we've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and again, apologies for the bittiness of this episode. It's really been a cobble together from a number of small projects, and I will, for my 10th episode next time, look at having a proper theme to what we want to do. And do you know what I think that might be? I might set myself some advancement challenges, because there's a number that I haven't quite got here yet, that some of them are quite easy. There's absolutely hundreds of them. There's loads of them, and I think there is maybe it would be quite fun to try and wake our way through some of these. So there is that one, of course, 877 advancements. Maybe not that high. I have 328 so far, so not even halfway, but there's plenty to be doing, and will certainly make the game more interesting, and I might do a video next time focused on that. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for subscribing if you have. Thank you for liking. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps. It gives me a bit of a boost as I make these videos. And hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.